Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be looking at some more news about Japanese sets which are coming out in the not-too-distant future. You see, and I need to give a shout-out to the lovely Primal Luga over at Poké Guardian, amongst others, for this lovely information here. We have seen some listings from over in Japan that tell us that those sets that we saw before, Space Juggler and Time Gazer, are Pokémon TCG sets and are coming out. We have an actual, again, distributor listing, so chill a bit, but are coming out on the 8th of April over in Japan. It does seem to be a double set. It seems to be a main set. And honestly, this all makes perfect sense. Now, I do need to tell you right at the beginning here, there is no guarantee that this is 100% correct. This has not been officially announced. We've not seen a sell sheet or things of that nature, so we do need to slow our roll just a little bit. However, I do believe that these are real sets, that they are coming out on the 8th of April, and not for nothing, but we have actually seen some other information here which really seems to gel with what we've seen before. Now, we talked about these sets when the trademarks came around, and as far as I'm concerned, there is no other logical explanation other than these being Dialga and Palkia sets. And it's one of those where I really don't think there's any sensible counter-argument here. It's just way, way too perfect. I mean, if we take a look at Dialga and Palkia, Palkia is literally the spatial Pokemon, or space Pokemon. Hey, look, one of the sets we've got here is Space Juggler. And then Dialga is literally the temporal Pokemon, or the time Pokemon. And the other set is Time Gazer. So, maybe there's some kind of counter-argument. Maybe the Pokemon Company are really throwing us for a loop. But remember, we've seen this time and time again. The next Japanese set coming out is Starbirth, and would you believe it, that is the Arceus set, bringing in Pokemon V-Star. Well, I don't need to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that V-Star in an Arceus set and calling that set Starbirth, it's perfect. Arceus is the alpha Pokemon, the original Pokemon, i.e. the one that created the world, birthed the world, so to speak. Oh yeah, and then you've got V-Star. So Starbirth as a set name is perfect when you consider what the set is actually about. And we've seen this time and again. Obviously, the easy one here is Eevee Heroes. Eevee Heroes was incredibly on the nose, but it totally worked. It was an Eevee-focused set. So yes, Japan does name their sets in a way that tells us what they're all about. Incidentally, so does the Pokemon Company International outside of Japan. And I refuse to believe this is anything else. But whereas before we just had trademarks that we thought were TCG set names, which seemed very sensible, now we've got actual listings that they are going to be released on the 8th of April. So what's between now and then? Well, glad you asked. You see, obviously we've just seen the release of VMAX Climax. That came out just a week or so ago. It was the December set. Starbirth then comes out on January the 14th, midway through January, and again, that's confirmed. We've seen all of that. We've seen a bunch. Life is good. Obviously, that's bringing in V-Stars like the aforementioned Arceus. Incidentally, this is going to feature the bulk of our Brilliant Stars. Again, I'm not saying Brilliant Stars is just this. Brilliant Stars also brings in VMAX Climax, and for what it's worth, the 100 start decks. But aside from that extra stuff we're bringing in because we kind of have to, because we need to get it somewhere, Starbirth is going to become Brilliant Stars over here, in the same way that Japanese sets tend to do. Okay, job's a good one. So, what's coming between? Battle Region. Now, Battle Region is listed for release on the 25th of February, and as it stands at the moment, Battle Region is much, much harder to figure out. Starbirth makes perfect sense to be an Arceus set. And Space Juggler and Time Gazer make perfect sense to be Dialga and Palkia sets. That all makes perfect sense. I don't really know what Battle Region is. And I'm sure when we see the set, we're going to go, oh yeah, that makes sense. The fact of the matter is, we don't know. What is important to note, however, is that it is more expensive than a regular pack. So, Time Juggler and Stargazer are being listed at 150 yen per pack. That makes perfect sense. That's how much you pay for a pack in Japan. But Starbirth is being listed at 237 yen per pack. And some of you might be thinking, that sounds a bit familiar. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm assuming most of you don't. But if you are, if you're thinking that, it's because that's where Legendary Heartbeat came in. That's how much we paid for a pack of Legendary Heartbeat, which you will notice was a bit of a special set. It was a mini set, not a main set. And it's a set that brought in those amazing rare Pokemon. Now, let's be perfectly clear. I am not, in any way, shape or form, telling you that we're going to be getting amazing rares back. Can't tell you that. Don't know that. What I can tell you, and what I am telling you, is that there is probably something special going on here. Obviously, by that point, Pokemon V-Star will have been introduced in Starbirth, so there's absolutely a possibility we get more V-Star, but I think there's something more to it, and I honestly don't know. Obviously, what we read, or at least what I really want, is a return to the character rares and character super rares we've just seen in VMAX Climax. But at this stage, I want to give everybody a bit of a warning. You see, when VMAX Climax was revealed, there were an awful lot of rumours going around that shiny Pokemon were coming back. Now, I don't know where these rumours came from. I don't know whether they actually were going to come back and then Pokemon changed their mind and somebody was spreading around old information. I don't know whether somebody misread a sell sheet. I don't know whether somebody thought it would be funny to spread misinformation. I don't know is the honest answer. But I had a lot of messages from people telling me, hey, what do you think about shiny Pokemon coming back in VMAX Climax? And I told you at the time, well, hang on a second, we don't know they're coming back. And they didn't. We got character rares and character super rares instead. So, whatever you hear about Battle Region over the next few weeks, until the set is officially revealed, take it with a gigantic helping of salt. Here is what we actually know about Battle Region. We know that it's coming out on the 25th of February. We know that it is more expensive than a regular pack. It is priced like Legendary Heartbeat. It's not a dramatic pause. That's what we know. That is what we know about the set so far. Yes, it has probably got something special in the same way that Legendary Heartbeat did have your amazing rares. And I would expect there to be some kind of hook. Maybe amazing rares come back, although I think at this stage that ship has sailed. Or maybe we get more character rares. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Until we actually get a proper look, everything with a pinch of salt. For what it's worth, the listing we've seen does also make reference to a Lucario V-Star and Darkrai V-Star box. Now, this is not new information. We heard these rumours before. We have heard about these coming. But I think the fact that they are listed as coming here, it's either somebody who's faking it is really going a lot more effort to make it believable, or it actually adds a lot of credence to it. They are also listed for release on the 25th of February, which is the same day as Battle Region is supposed to be launching. So that's what we know as it stands at the moment. Looks like Battle Region is a set name like we predicted, coming out on the 25th of February, along with the Star Collections for Lucario and Darkrai. And it seems like Space Juggler and Time Gazer are coming out on the 8th of April. And they are obviously real sets. Does that mean a March release? Nah, but we shouldn't expect a March release. Like, if we're getting a release at the 25th of February, bearing in mind February's a short month, that's right at the end, and then right at the beginning of April, there's only a tiny bit more than a month between those releases. Don't expect another set. If we're getting a release at the end of February and the beginning of April, I really wouldn't expect a March set. But this really does seem to be adding more credence to the whole focus on Gen 4 thing. Obviously, Lucario and Darkrai are both Gen 4 Pokemon, and Dialga and Palkia seem to be the cover stars from Space Juggler and Time Gazer. So now we end up with a question of, if Battle Region is focused on Gen 4, and given that Starbirth comes before and is a Gen 4 set, and the sets have to seem to be Gen 4 sets, I think that is a very sensible thing to say. What is Battle Region? I would like some concrete information about this. Unfortunately, as it stands at the moment, we just don't have it. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we know, that's what we can deduce, and some speculation to go along with it. Now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this, give me your predictions, go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.